This is the podcast where people who have defied expectations and embraced their unique paths to success tell their stories. If you care about traditional old-fashioned values and want to achieve modern success, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Unconventional Podcast, where traditional is unconventional. Here's your host, Eric Bonilla.
Hey, it's Eric Bonilla, host of the Unconventional Podcast, where traditional is unconventional. So let's jump into this. Today, my topic is one that should resonate with people who are striving for health and fitness, right? What I'm talking about today is simple equals sustainable. Huge, right? In the world of fitness, particularly when it comes to strength training and weight loss, simplicity is going to be the key. Because if it is not sustainable, what good is it? You're not going to be able to stay with it. Complex routines and extreme diets can feel like a heavy weight on your shoulder, just like bogging you down. They can lead to frustration, burnout, and ultimately you're going to end up just giving up and failing because you're not going to be able to stay with it. Burnout, injuries. Can your path to achieving your fitness goals be enjoyable and sustainable? Yes, they can. But let's jump into this. Today I'm going to explore 5 powerful strategies that simplify the journey to strength training and weight loss, making it not just achievable, but something you can maintain for life. So let's jump into this. First thing I want to start off talking about is, I think most important, this is the most important thing you can do, and it's strength training. I mean, you could do 10 videos on the benefits of strength training. There are just so many benefits to strength training. But the thing is that strength training can, and it's made to be complicated oftentimes, but it doesn't have to be. A lot of trainers out there will try to complicate strength training with complex workouts and routines and all these different things just to try to, really just to create dependence on them. Like, hey, you know what, this is really difficult, detail, or you got to really do this, so you're more dependent. But the thing is, the beauty of strength training, it really lies in its simplicity. Because it's very simple. You got, a pair of dumbbells and barbells, right? What you could do is just aim for 3 to 4 strength training sessions per week. And, that's pretty manageable. Focus on compound movements. Compound movements are movements where you work multiple muscles, right? Things like squats, deadlifts, push-ups, rows. These movements not only save you time, but they also ensure that you get more bang for your buck, because if you're working more muscles at one time, then obviously you're getting more bang for your buck rather than working unilateral, just one muscle at a time. And you don't need an elaborate gym setup. You do bodyweight exercises, resistance bands. Dumbbells can be incredibly effective. For example, you're at home, you can perform squats, lunges, push-ups without any equipment, or you can just use bands or dumbbells for those exercises. So it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be done from the comforts of your own home. But the main goal is keeping it simple, because if it's simple, you're going to stay with it. If you're going to stay with it, it's going to be sustainable, and then you're going to get results. If you're getting results, right, that's motivating. You're going to want to stay with it. Incorporate these foundational movements into your routine, and you'll build strength and endurance while keeping your workouts enjoyable and sustainable. So the next thing I want to talk about that you got to keep simple so it's sustainable, and that's your eating. Meal prepping. Meal prepping is going to be the key. Simplifying your nutrition can be a game changer for your weight loss journey. Yes, you have to keep your nutrition simple. You want to talk about people trying to complicate nutrition. You think strength training nutrition's something else. So here's what you want to do. You want to start your week by preparing a few go-to meals that are nutritious and easy to make. I usually like having my clients have 4 to 5 go-to meals. Right, 4 to 5 go-to meals. If you're someone, excuse me, who needs to constantly change things up because you need variety, I need to change it up. I just shake my head like this when I hear that, because the variety, that's a recipe for disaster. When you constantly have to change it up because you need variety this, variety that, it's just going to be really hard to replicate. It's going to be really hard to, stay with it. Because it's got, like I said, it's got to be simple, and it's simple and sustainable. And here's another thing I joke about. If you need to prep, like if every time you prep, it has to be like a Thanksgiving dinner for meals and have like 1,000 ingredients, you're not going to be equipped for long-term success. Here are some things you want to think. Grilled chicken, red meat, eggs, veggies, quinoa, yams, things that are really simple. These meals are not only packed with protein, but are also colorful and delicious. So set aside a couple hours on the weekend to cook in bulk. It's usually a Sunday. That works out best for most people. Set aside some time. Buy in bulk, prepare in bulk. Like go to Costco, wherever you shop at, buy in bulk. Have a Sunday, set aside a couple hours. Portion out your meals into containers, and you've got yourself ready to go. Nutrition for the week. So there's no more last minute unhealthy choices or spending hours cooking every night. You know the last minute unhealthy when you're starving, you get home, nothing ready, so you just grab for the Cheez-Its. You grab for anything that's easy. And that usually leads to disaster, right? If you're trying to stay fit. Meal prep doesn't have to be boring either. Experiment with, spices and sauces and different vegetables to keep things exciting, but just don't go with 1,000 ingredients. I gotta have this, and I gotta have that, and I gotta have this and this. No, you're not gonna be successful if you're doing that. Keep it very simple. Have 3 to 4, maybe 5 go-to meals. The key is to start routines, rituals, things that you can stick with. If the meal prepping is too complicated, you won't stay with it. You will not stay with it if it's too complicated and it feels like drudgery. You don't want to do it. You got to keep it simple. All right. So next thing is listening to your body. What? Yes. Listen to your body. One of the most overlooked aspects of fitness, especially if you're just starting out, when you really don't know, is listening to your body. And I know that's kind of hard starting out, but one of the things is instead of adhering to rigid programs, pay attention to what your body is telling you. Are you feeling fatigued? Maybe it's a sign to take a rest day, but you got to be honest with yourself. You don't want to I just feel like staying on the couch. Maybe it's got to be something where you're really feeling fatigued, you're feeling tired. And then you take that day. Are you feeling strong, energized? Then maybe you go a little harder that day. Celebrate small wins along the way. Did you squat? You got a few extra reps on squat. Did you take a little less rest between sets? Did you get your protein in all throughout the day or throughout the week? Did you get an extra rep in? Did you choose a healthier lunch option? I mean, all these things you have to count, because counting those small victories lead to ultimately, achieving those goals. One of the most important thing you can do, though, is just being consistent. Being consistent is more important than being perfect. Consistency is the key. Remember, it's not about how hard you push yourself every single day, but rather about maintaining a steady and sustainable routine over time. I'd rather be known for being consistent, because hard workouts, amazing, awesome workouts are going to come and go. You're not always going to have that intensity, but but you can be consistent daily. Consistency is the key. That's the thing that's going to ultimately get you your results. Next thing you want to do is stay hydrated. I know drinking water can be boring. Water is essential though for weight loss and muscle recovery. Your muscles are made up of 70% water. So if you're not drinking enough water, those muscles are going to be at a disadvantage, right? When you call to have them, used for workouts. But staying hydrated can significantly impact your performance and overall health. Keep a water bottle with you handy throughout the day so you can see how much water you're getting in. Not only will it remind you to drink, but it also can make it easy to track your intake. Try to get half your body weight in ounces of water. If plain water isn't your thing, you can always, maybe drop some fruit, lemon, berries, or cucumber for, a little bit of give it some taste. I know water for me is a little bit boring, but it was something that I had to do because I know I wasn't staying hydrated, and so I had to work on that for sure. It'll help, but the thing is, you really feel the difference. You really feel energized, and it really helps your weight loss efforts as well. Next thing that you want to do is set realistic goals. Now, here's the thing. I'm all for having big goals, but don't let these big goals overwhelm you. And this gets to my point, is that you want to set realistic goals. You want to set achievable goals. So instead of aiming for drastic changes, focus on progress, not perfection. So setting goals of maybe losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, right? Say you have that 50, you want to lose that 50 pounds. We'll break that up. Say, hey, I want to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. That seems more manageable, right? More attainable. Something that you can build on, and then all of a sudden after a couple, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, you're down 20, 30 pounds. Or maybe it's just committing to a strength training program 3 times a week, or prepping your meals every Sunday. You want to set these small, manageable goals so it leads to momentum. Momentum leads to motivation, and you're able to stay consistent. As you achieve these goals, your confidence will grow, and you can gradually increase the challenge. Remember, the journey to strength and weight loss, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon, so don't be in a rush. Oh, I got to do this. I got to finish it in 12 weeks. I got to finish it in 16 weeks. That's all that social media stuff. Right? Comparison's a thief of all joy. You only compete with you, the person that's staring yourself in the mirror. Create a lifestyle that supports your goals rather than a temporary fix. That's just going to lead to burnout. So, as I'm wrapping this up, remember that the journey to strength and weight loss doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, you want to make sure that it's simple. You want to embrace simplicity in your workouts, hydration, and goal setting. By grabbing these strategies, not only will you see results, but also you want to develop habits that are sustainable for life. So let's keep it simple, stay consistent, and watch your progress take off. It really will. If you're keeping it simple, you're going to be consistent. If you are consistent, that is the magic bullet. That is the key that no one talks about, because it's not sexy. It's not nothing that's going to get views and likes and comments and on social media. Being consistent. Hey, just be consistent. Hey, no, it's not going to get likes. But if you are consistent, you will get the results. So remember, keep it simple, keep it sustainable. Hope this helps.
Your journey to achievement doesn't stop here. Jump on a 10-minute strategy call with Eric Bonilla by DMing at Eric Bonilla Fitness. We'll see you next time on the Unconventional Podcast.